Thank you very much indeed for having me, and thank you to Hayley for a very, very moving personal testimony, which I think we all hugely appreciated. My experience in this area really does come through the pandemic, when we began picking up incidences of what's become known as long COVID. We looked really closely at what the clinical experience was, and that's where I became much more familiar with the story around ME. And I was reminded of a very dear friend of mine at university who was hard hit by a virus around his finals, and like some people has never really recovered and has struggled with the legacy of that virus for 30 years and has been on a medical odyssey around various experts and consultants and treatments and all sorts of hoped for cures, but has never really felt that anyone truly grappled with the condition that hit him so hard. And now we have 1.5 million people with self-reported long COVID symptoms, a great many of whom, more than 500,000, have had symptoms for more than 9 months. And if you've had symptoms for more than 9 months, quite a strong chance you're going to have them for quite a lot longer. And those symptoms are a dizzying array of various and sometimes quite awful conditions. But some of them really can be very closely associated with the kind of post-viral experiences that those with ME have reported. And the whole long COVID phenomenon has massively woken policymakers up to this overlooked and, as I said in the House of Lords, wrong-headed treatment around ME. Now, I do need to pay tribute to the commitment to research of long COVID by NIHR and to the treatment of long COVID by the NHS. We are going further than almost any other country. But someone shouted rubbish here. It is true that even with the quite substantial investment we've made, we're in no way covering the piece. There are many, many more people who have long COVID than the treatment centres can possibly reach. And that gap is something that policymakers do need to figure out. And the research gap around trying to understand the fundamental drivers of these conditions does need to be plugged. And that's why I'm here. I'm here to lend my personal endorsement to your cause. I would like to see more investment in research around these conditions. I would like to see a culture change in the clinical professions around their attitudes to these conditions. And I would like to see the treatment centres that are making an impact, and it is hard yards, it is tough, and not all of it works as well as one would like. But for those treatment centres to continue to be rolled out across the NHS estate so that everyone who is hit hard by long COVID, by ME, or by any of the myriad associated conditions does get the treatment that they deserve. Thank you very much indeed.